Hey everyone at Tarleton State, welcome. In this explainer, we're going to give you a strategic preview of Chapter 12. We're going to frame network performance and recovery not just as technical issues, but as really crucial business strategies that you're going to use throughout your entire career. So let's just jump right in. Forget the dry definitions for a second. We're going to start with a crisis, a high-stakes problem that you will absolutely face, one that lands on the desk of both IT pros and business leaders. So what happens when the network fails? I mean, really think about that. This is the kind of question that should maybe keep you up at night a little bit, because the time to have an answer is before it happens. Your future job might just depend on it. Okay, picture this. Your company is having a massive product launch. The e-commerce site is buzzing, and then it crashes, just stops. All those sales, gone. And the customers, they're furious. In that moment, a technical glitch has become a massive career-defining business problem. And that right there brings us to the whole point of this chapter. It's about shifting your mindset away from just, fixing things when they break. It's about proactively building systems that can actually withstand failure. This is what we call the art of resilience. You're going to see this quote in your textbook, and I want you to pay close attention to it. It's not just a nice sentence. It's basically your professional mandate. It's telling you that you can design for stability. See, network outages aren't just bad luck. More often than not, they're a failure to plan. Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we build this resilient network? Well, the chapter breaks it down into this really useful three-pillar framework. First, you got to see what's happening. Second, you use that info to control the flow. And third, you plan for the absolute worst. Let's dig into each of these. There's an old saying you'll hear a lot. You can't manage what you can't measure. And that is exactly where we start. This first pillar is all about getting visibility, seeing what's actually going on inside the network's hidden world. And that leads us to a super important concept, the performance baseline. Think about it like this. When you go to the doctor, they need to know your normal heart rate, your blood pressure, right? Your vitals. A baseline is basically the network's healthy vital signs. Without it, you've no idea if something's wrong. Now, your book will cover a few tools for this, but two big ones you need to know are SNMP and NetFlow. Think of SNMP like a thermometer for your network, checking the health of individual devices like servers and routers. NetFlow, on the other hand, is like a traffic helicopter flying over the city, giving you that high-level view of how data is moving everywhere. You need both perspectives. All right, so once you can actually see what's happening, you can start making smart decisions about it. And that brings us to pillar 2, actively managing the traffic to make sure the most important business stuff always gets through, no matter what. The main tool for this is something called quality of service, or QoS. And listen, this isn't about just throwing more speed at the problem. QoS is way smarter than that. It's like being an intelligent traffic cop, deciding which data gets to go first based on what's most important to the business. Here's a classic example you'll see all the time. The CEO is on a critical all-hands video conference call. That traffic cannot lag. At the same time, maybe someone in the break room is streaming some music. QoS gives that CEO's video call a dedicated express lane on the network highway, ensuring it's crystal clear while the music stream can take the scenic route. All right, pillar 3. And let's get real for a second. No matter how good you are, no matter how much you monitor and optimize, stuff is still going to break. Failures are inevitable. The difference between a pro and an amateur is that the pro has a plan for when it does. And your book makes a really key distinction here between an incident and a disaster. An incident might be something small, a single failed switch, annoying, but manageable. A disaster? That's a major outage that brings critical parts of the business to a screeching halt. Your response to these two things will be completely different. When things go wrong, a professional response isn't about running around with your hair on fire. It's a calm, methodical process. This 6-stage cycle is your playbook. It turns a crisis into a manageable event. And look closely, it's a loop. It starts with preparation, but it ends with a review because you're always learning, always getting better for the next time. Now, for a real disaster, you might need a whole new place to work from. And this table shows a classic business decision. You've got options: a hot site, a warm site, and a cold site. A hot site gets you back up and running in minutes, but it costs a fortune. A cold site is cheap, but it could take you weeks. Choosing isn't a tech decision, it's a strategic business decision based on how much downtime you can afford. Okay, so that's the big picture. You've got the strategic overview. Now, when you open up chapter 12, I want you to read it differently. Don't just go in there to memorize terms. Your mission is to get inside the head of a strategist, someone who builds a resilient organization from the ground up. And here is your guide for that mission. As you're reading, actively look for these concepts. When you see performance baselines, or RTO and RPO, don't just learn the definition. Ask yourself, which of those three pillars does this fit into? How does this help prevent that e-commerce crash we talked about? These aren't just vocabulary words. They're the literal building blocks of a resilient network. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Mastering this stuff in this chapter, monitoring, optimizing, recovering, this isn't just about today's networks. This is the absolute bedrock for everything that's coming next. Cloud computing, cybersecurity, automation. Master these principles, and you're not just studying for a test. You're building the foundation for a really successful career in a tech world that is changing faster than ever. Now go get to it. Good luck with the reading.